Imagine this: 60% of the average American's diet is made up of foods that are ultra-processed. Surprised? You're not alone. Let's take a moment to digest that. 6 out of every 10 meals or snacks we consume are not just processed, but ultra-processed. The ubiquity of these foods is staggering. They're lurking in the drive-through lanes of your favorite fast food restaurants, lining the aisles of your local supermarket, and even hiding in seemingly innocent packaged meals marketed as quick and easy options. But wait, let's rewind a bit. What exactly are we referring to when we say ultra-processed? These are foods that have been broken down into their molecular components and then reassembled. It's a kind of food alchemy that often results in nutrient loss and the addition of a cocktail of additives, preservatives, and artificial colors. The result? Food that looks good, tastes good, but is far from good for you. In fact, studies have shown that these ultra-processed foods can lead to weight gain, lack essential nutrients, and increase the risk of chronic diseases like cancer, cardiovascular disease, and diabetes. And it's not just the physical health risks. Consuming these foods can disrupt our body's signals of fullness, leading us to overconsume without even realizing it. The reality is, our bodies are designed to process whole foods, not these frankenfoods assembled in a lab. But the problem is, these ultra-processed foods are so prevalent, so readily available, that they've become a staple in many of our diets without us even realizing it. So let's pause and ask ourselves, just how much of our daily diet is made up of these ultra-processed foods? How many of our meals and snacks come from a factory, not a farm? And most importantly, what effect is this having on our health? But what exactly does ultra-processed mean, and why should you care? You may be wondering, how does a fresh apple or a raw chicken breast turn into something ultra-processed? Well, let's take a journey through the world of food production. Imagine a bustling factory filled with machines and workers. Here, raw ingredients like fruits, vegetables, and meats enter one end and come out the other as the packaged foods we see on store shelves. But what happens in between? The process begins with breaking down these raw ingredients into their basic molecules. Think of it as deconstructing a building brick by brick. Proteins, carbohydrates, and fats are separated from their natural structures. They're then reassembled into something entirely different, a process akin to using those bricks to build a new, entirely different structure. This is where the term ultra-processed comes in. It's not just about adding salt, sugar, or oil to a food item. It's about fundamentally altering the food at a molecular level, a transformation that often involves adding artificial flavors, colors, and preservatives to make the final product more appealing and longer lasting. But here's the kicker. This process often strips the food of its essential nutrients. Those fresh apples and raw chicken breasts we mentioned earlier, they're packed with vitamins, fiber, and other beneficial compounds. But once they've been ultra-processed, many of these nutrients are lost. In their place, we get foods that are high in calories but low in nutritional value, a combo that can have serious health implications. And it's not just about nutrition. These ultra-processing methods can change the way our bodies react to food. For instance, they can disrupt our body's signals of fullness, leading to overeating. We'll dive deeper into these effects in the next scene. So the next time you reach for that bag of chips, consider this. You're not just eating potatoes, salt, and oil. You're eating a product of science and technology. Ultra-processed foods aren't just less nutritious. They're actively harmful to your health. Imagine this. You're picking up a bright, colorful package from the supermarket shelf. It's convenient, it's tasty. But what's the real cost of this convenience? Weight gain is one of the most visible impacts of ultra-processed foods. They are often high in calories, low in nutrients, and engineered to override your body's signals of fullness, leading to overconsumption. This isn't just about vanity or fitting into your favorite pair of jeans. Obesity is linked to a myriad of health problems, including heart disease, diabetes, and certain types of cancer. But the health risks of ultra-processed foods aren't limited to weight gain. They can also lead to nutrient deficiencies. When foods are broken down and reassembled in the production process, many of the essential nutrients are lost. The result? You're left feeling unsatisfied and reaching for more food, even though you've consumed enough calories. And let's not forget about chronic diseases. Studies have shown that ultra-processed foods increase the risk of serious health conditions such as heart disease, diabetes, and even cancer. It's a grim picture, but it's crucial to understand the real cost of that convenience food. Remember that fast food burger you were craving? Think about the high levels of salt, sugar, and unhealthy fats. That's not to mention the additives and preservatives that often find their way into these foods. They might make the food taste better and last longer, but at what cost to your health? So the next time you reach for that ultra-processed food, think about what you're really putting into your body. Is the convenience worth the potential health risks? Or could you make a different choice, one that supports your health and well-being? Still think that fast food burger is worth it? Our bodies are designed to process whole foods, not these chemical-laden products. This is the reality we're dealing with. When we consume ultra-processed foods, we're not just taking in empty calories, we're disrupting our body's natural rhythm. You see, our bodies have a smart system to tell us when we've had enough to eat. It's a signal of fullness that's triggered when we've consumed the right amount of nutrients. But ultra-processed foods, they don't play by these rules. They're designed to be irresistible, to keep us eating well past the point of being full. This disruption can lead to overconsumption, and over time, weight gain. But it's not just about the extra pounds. When we fill our bodies with these ultra-processed foods, we're also missing out on essential nutrients. These foods are stripped of their natural nutrients during processing, and what's left behind is a hollow shell, a far cry from the nutritious whole foods our bodies crave. This lack of nutrients can lead to deficiencies that affect our overall health. We might feel sluggish, have trouble concentrating, or even develop chronic diseases like heart disease or diabetes. And this is where the real danger lies. Because while weight gain can be reversed with a healthy diet and exercise, the effects of nutrient deficiencies and chronic diseases could be long-lasting, affecting our quality of life and even our lifespan. So, here's a thought. The next time you feel hungry, take a moment. Ask yourself, are you reaching for that bag of chips because your body needs it, or because it's been engineered to be irresistible? Are you feeding your body, or are you feeding the food industry? It's not too late to make a change. When it comes to the foods we consume, we all have the power to make healthier choices. Choices that can not only add years to our lives, but also significantly improve the quality of those years. Choices that can help us avoid the hidden dangers of ultra-processed foods and embrace the richness of whole, nutritious foods. So, how do we start? Firstly, we need to become more aware of what we're putting into our bodies. Start by reading food labels. Look out for words like hydrogenated, high fructose corn syrup, and any other names that sound more like a chemistry experiment than food. If a product has more than 5 ingredients, or if those ingredients are things you can't pronounce, it's probably ultra-processed. Secondly, try to cook at home as much as possible. Preparing your meals gives you complete control over what goes into your food. You can choose fresh fruits, vegetables, grains, and lean proteins, and avoid the excess sugars, salts, and fats often found in ultra-processed foods. And finally, remember that change doesn't have to happen overnight. It's about making small, sustainable adjustments to your diet that can lead to significant improvements in your health over time. Start by swapping out one ultra-processed food item in your diet for a whole food alternative, and gradually increase this over time. So, what will you choose? A lifetime of health or a moment of convenience? Remember, your health is in your hands. Make the right choice. If you found this video helpful, subscribe to our channel, give us a like, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on more content like this. Until next time, choose wisely, eat healthily.